Hey, welcome everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, 1964 Yankees at Cleveland. It's Ralph Terry versus Tommy John. Tommy John is 21 years old. Ralph Terry is 28. And John was 2-9 with a 3.81 ERA. Terry was 7-11 with a 4.54 ERA in 1964. And let's get started here. Friday night, late night. Tabletop baseball using payoff pitch, and you roll 2d6 and 2d10. We'll be doing that. It's going to be Kubek leading off at shortstop, followed by Richardson, the second baseman. Batting third is Hector Lopez in right field. Mickey Mantle, the Mick in center field, batting cleanup. Batting fifth is Tom Tresh in left field. Batting sixth is the catcher, Elston Howard. Joe Pepitone, number 7, batting seventh and playing first base. And Cleve Boyer at third base, batting 8th, and Ralph Terry, the pitcher, batting 9th. Let's do it. All right, the 2d6 add up to 5, and that's going to be a ball that's put into play against a lefty, and that's a 37. Takes us to the out range, and that is grounded to the first baseman. That is Whitfield, and he steps on the bag for out number 1. 1 down here in the top of the first inning. We are playing at Cleveland Stadium. And that's an 11. 11 is in play, and a 79 in play. 79 takes us to an out range, and that is lifted to center. Center fielder held, makes the catch, and it's Hector Lopez. And that's a 7, which is patient. And a patient against a lefty, 89. It goes to 59, and that is going to be a grounder to shortstop. Hauser picks it up and throws it out. Lopez 3 up, 3 down. And we go to the bottom of the first. And that's going to be Dick Hauser against Ralph Terry, leading it off. And Hauser the shortstop. Then it's Brown, the second baseman. Wagner, the left fielder. And batting cleanup is Whitfield, the first baseman. Francona in right field, batting 5th. 6th is Askew, the catcher. 7th is Held, the center fielder. Alvis, the third baseman, batting 8th, and batting 9th is Tommy John. There's a pitch from Ralph Terry. That's a 9 and 95. That's a tough 95. Takes us to the out range, and that's Sky to left. Under it is Tresh, 1 down. Here's a Larry Brown. And it's an 8, a tough 8 and a 60. 60 is going to go, it goes up to 56, but then it goes to the out range, and that will be chopped to the second baseman. Richardson throws out Brown. And here's Leon, the lefty, Leon Wagner. Wagner versus righties batted 261. And here's a pitch. That's a 6 and a 44. A 6 is a patient 44, and that's line base hit to right. So a 2-out single for Wagner. And he may steal, but won't do it on a 6. So there's no attempt there. He needs at least a 3 to do that. All right. And problem with that, I have to roll again because what happens with that 3 is a lot of times those they're defensive results a lot of times. So you don't get a chance to get the guy on base like with a walk or with a hit. So you got to roll again for stolen bases, and he's going to go. And we rolled a snake eyes, and he is a stolen base of a B. And Elston Howard's arm is a 2. And the chart, God knows where the chart is. You don't have to use this chart very often, but every so often you got to take a quick peek at it. Let's see if I can track it down here. Let's see if it's down here. All right, well, we're going to pull a card and see what it shows us. Let's see, where are the cards? Here they are. And that'll give us a little bit of an idea. And stolen base, he's gonna be out, because you can see that there's no way that a 2B, I can't remember now. Let me see if I could track down the charts. Give me a second here. There's a chart for inside pitch. We got a lot of different charts. Some charts for Fall Classic Baseball. We got rules for a couple of different games. Let me see if I can track the charts. Oh, I found the charts. All righty. Found the charts. And it's going to be right there. So it's a B2, and he is going to be out. Out at second base. So throw down from Howard, and the tag is in time. So it's going to be a 2, and the batter was a lefty. So it's going to be a 2-6, and that retires the side. 1 hit, no runs, nobody left. Go to the top of the second inning. So that took a little bit longer than I wanted to, but at least we found the charts now, so it won't happen again. All right, so here goes Mickey Mantle. And that's a 7, so it's a patient 25 versus a lefty, and that is a base on ball. So Mantle is on at first. He could potentially steal on a snake eyes, and we're not going to get that. All right, so up comes Tom Tresh. And that's a 6. The 6 is in play, 0-3, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. It's going to roll to the wall. Let's see what Mantle does. Mantle, it's going to be a double. He's going to advance 2 bases. He's going to be held at third. So into second base goes Tresh. Mantle is held at third, second and third, nobody out. Top of the second, 1964, Yankees at Cleveland. Here's Elston Howard. If he was going to be in on this. And we got a 7 this time. That's a patient 0-1. That should be a walk. Patient 0-1. It is a walk. Bases are loaded. Now we're going to get the infield halfway, looking for the double play. We'll give up a run. Here's Joe Pepitone with a big opportunity, and I don't think he's. Oh, it's a defense 56. So a 56 is still within range of a hit and an error, and it's going to be a range, third base range. So we're going to check the third baseman. And the third baseman for Cleveland is Alvis. Alvis's range is a D range, so that's going to be a 1-57, and we pulled a what did we say? A 56, so it just gets by him into left field, and it's going to be what kind of a hit? Oh, it's going to go. He's going to go for 2 into the corner, and 1 run scores, 2 run score, and let's so it's going to be a double. We'll pull another card to see how many score, and nope, they're going to stop. So a 2-run double by Joe Pepitone scores 2, and they hold up Howard at third. Yankees lead at 2-0 here in the top of the second inning. All right, Cleve Boyer's up next with second and third. Again, we're going to play the infield in. Still nobody out. That's an 8, which is a tough 60 against a lefty, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field. Now we're going to pull a card. I do this a little bit differently. It's a deep fly ball to right field, so we're going to get a chance for sacrifice fly. The right fielder, Arm Francona. Right fielder arm is a 9. And Howard's speed is a 6. So 6 to 9, we're going to check on a chart. 6 or less, he's going to score. So we're going to try that out. I'm going to try to score it. Here's the roll, and it is a 7. So we're going to have to look at the chart, basically the choice chart. Let's use that. It's called the runner advancement chart, not the choice chart, but the runner advancement chart. Let's look at that. And we're going to roll 2d6. I'm sorry, we're going to roll 2d10. And then we're going to look at the result there. So let's do that. And it's a 91, and he is safe. So it's a sacrifice fly. And we could try to tag up. Pepitone as well. Pepitone is a 7 run rating, so he's even better. And we rolled a 7, so he will make it to third. All right. So 1 out. Pepitone is on third. Both runners tag up. 3-0 Yankees. And here comes the pitcher, Terry. Terry is a 9-pitcher hitting card. Pitch from Tommy John. Infield's in again. That's a 4. That's a tough 98. Is going to be a fly ball to left field. Is it a deep fly or a shallow fly? It's going to be a deep fly again. So we can try to tag up. The left fielder's arm, Francona. No, left fielder's arm is Wagner. And that's a 7. All right, so let's roll. And that's a 7, so we're going to check on the advancement chart. Roll again. We got the advancement chart. We rolled a 53, and he is, it's a potential wild throw. So roll 1d6 if higher than the outfielder's E rating. What is the outfielder's E rating? Who is that out there? Wagner. Wagner's E rating is a 2. So if the 1d6 is higher than a 2, if higher than the outfielder's E rating, throw is wild, runner is safe. And throw is wild, runner is safe. All other runners advance 1 base on throwing error, but there's nobody else out there. So it's going to be a sacrifice fly, no throwing error, just sacrifice fly. And another run comes in. So that was 6 there. And 7 there. All right, so 4-0 Yankees. And here's Tony Kubek. John deals, and that's a ground ball in play, and a 23 is going to be through for a base hit single. 2-out single for Kubek, and he potentially could steal on a snake eyes. And we don't get it. Here's Bobby Richardson. That's a 7, which is a patient, and it's a 92, patient 92. And it goes up to 40, so it's going to be a pop-up, shallow left. Right there is Wagner, makes the catch, and that retires the side. But the Yanks do pick up 4 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks, and 2 sacrifice flies. Big hit was a 2-run double by Pepitone. We go to the bottom of the second inning, 4-0 Yankees. All right. Here we got a 5. 5 is in play, 42. In play 42 is going to be an out. It's going to be grounded to the first baseman, Joe Pepitone. Here's Joe Askew, the catcher. And that is an 8 with a 41, so a tough 41. That's a strikeout. Askew swing. Oh, no, it should be Francona. So I was wrong on that. So it should have been Whitfield. This should be Francona now. So it's going to be, still it's the tough 41. And that against a righty, that's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to roll to the wall. Playing the carom is, so that's a tough and a tough 41. The Will playing the carom is a center fielder, Mantle. And Francona's in with a 1-out double. And now it's Askew. And that's a 10. The 10 is a tough 31. Oh, no, there's no wild pitch there. So a 10, 30, a tough 31 is going to be a strikeout. So Askew swings and misses at a Terry curveball, and here is held, Woody held. That's an 8, which is a tough 82, and that is going to be chopped to the shortstop. Up with it is Kubek, and he throws out held to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we move to the top of the 3rd inning playing payoff pitch baseball. Super duper easy to read cards. Plays pretty quick. Here's a pitch from John. That's a 10. That's a defense. A defense 15. That's definitely either a range. It's going to be an error. Now, is it going to be a 2-base error or 1-base error? Error, second base, 1-base error. So he bobbles it, and Lopez is safe. E4. It's an error on Brown, Larry Brown. Later goes on to play with the Oakland A's. Here's Mickey Mantle. And that's a 3 wheelhouse 70 against a lefty, and that's a deep drive off the bat of Mantle, deep center field. Back goes the center fielder, held to the track, to the wall, looks up, and that's out of here. 6-0 Yankees. Mantle with a 2-run home run gets a hold of a Tommy John fastball and drives it over the center field fence here in Cleveland. All right, it's Tommy Tresh. And at this point, we allowed 6 runs. So I believe this is time to use a fatigue card. Let's grab a fatigue card for John here. I don't want to pull him yet, but I think he 4 more. That's close enough. And 0 to 5. Oh, it was a little bit higher than that. Here it is. I got it. That's going to be his fatigue card. I leave his name there showing. And that is going to be a 5. A 5 is in play, an 11, and that's a base hit. Single for Tresh. So he's 2 for 2. He doubled and singled today. Next is Elston Howard. That's a 6. A 6 is a tough, and an 0-5 should be a strikeout, and it is. So Elston Howard goes down on strikes, 1 down. Next is Joe Pepitone, hit a 2-run double. And that is an 8, which is a patient 47 against a lefty. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Could be a double play. We'll use that 8. And it's not. It's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. So Pepitone is on with 2 outs. And here's Cleve Boyer. That's an 8 again, a 10, patient 10 against a lefty is a base on balls. And with first and second and 2 outs, up comes the pitcher, who's a 9-pitcher hitting card, Ralph Terry. He steps in as a right-handed batter. Here's a pitch from fatigue Tommy John, an 11 is defense. The 0-7 is going to be either a range for sure, and it's going to be a range center field. Let's see what kind of a hit it is. So a hit to center field is a single. Runner advances 2 bases, so 1 run scores. That's going to make it 7 now. And it's first and third with 2 out. And Terry picks up an RBI. All right, so let's move to the top of the order. Again, it's an 8. It's a patient, a 17. A patient, 17 against a lefty is a base on balls. That's going to be it. John is out. I can't do much more for him. Can't wait around anymore for him to correct his issues. And 7-4 single. All right, so let's see who we're going to bring in here. I'm using Replay Baseball, and it's we're going to bring in Abernathy. McMahon had a ton, but these guys are more like, you know what, I'm going to bring in a guy named Bell. He didn't have many saves, so he was more of a long relief type guy. So let's look for Bell. Gary Bell, he's coming in. And remove all this. It's dumped in the pile at the bottom, Gary Bell. And what I do here with the Gary Bell, I'm going to try to let him go for a while. So I will cover him up with a sleeve to protect him. So, because I will be grabbing the pitchers and so forth. Okay, so there's 2 outs, top of the third. The Yankees are up 7-0. They've scored 3 runs here. And it's Hector, it's Richardson, Bobby Richardson. And here's a pitch. And that is a 7. A 7 is a patient. A patient 06 should be a base on balls. He's a righty, and it is. So does that load the bases? That forces in a run. That forces in a run. Bases are loaded, and it's an RBI for Richardson on that base on balls. And we got to start using the next column now. We've batted around, and Hector Lopez started the inning with reaching on an error by the second baseman. That's going to be a 4, which is a patient 33, and that is going to be ball 4. Another walk. So in comes Bell and walks 2 consecutive batters. I've heard guys play this game who've just hit on a bunch of walks, and they're like, wow. You know, they make that comment about there being too many walks, but I never really saw that to be the case. So it's an 11, which is a tough 84, and that's going to be grounded to the shortstop. Hauser, who throws out. Mantle to retire the side. So the Yanks pick up 4 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits and a ton of walks. And they lead at 8-0. We go to the bottom of the third. Ralph Terry is pitching for the Yankees against Max Alvis. They got some really cool names back in the, early days of baseball. All right. Here's a pitch from Terry. That is a 3, a defense 31. And it's going to be to the pitcher. Pitcher is a defense of a 5. An error on the pitcher. A 5 is going to be 1 to 24. We roll a 31. So it's a great play by Terry. Picks the ball up, fires to first, 1 down. All right, the batter now. The pitcher's the batter. Gary Bell is a 15. Pitcher hitting card 15. We'll use that. So he will bat. And hopefully I can leave him in for a while. There he is, found a 15. Pitcher hitting card. So we'll remove this pitcher hitting card and replace it with the Gary Bell hitting card. All right, and that's an 8, a tough. Actually, I think I got it wrong. I don't think I rolled. All right, so that's again an 8, a tough 32, and a tough 32. 15 will be a strikeout. Pitcher strikes out, 2 down, and here's Dick Hauser. Hauser flied out in his first at bat. All right, that's a 9. And can't really see that all that well. I'll try to bring it a little bit more into the. So that is a 9, a tough 47, and that goes to the out range because there's nothing in here. It goes only up to 36, so 47 is going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Boyer throws out Hauser, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Terry. So Terry is in command today so far, at least in the first 3 innings of the game. And here's Tommy Tresh in the top of the 4th inning. He's 2 for 2 today. That's a 12 in play, and in play 67 is going to be a hard hit ground ball right at the second baseman, Brown, and Brown throws over to Whitfield for out number 1. Elston Howard is up, and that is a 6 in play 41, and that is a comebacker right at Bell, who picks it up over to first, 2 down. And here's Joe Pepitone. That's a 7, a patient 66. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Easy 1, 2, 3 inning. No runs, no hits. We move on to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be Brown, Wagner, and Whitfield. 8-0 Yankees if you're tuning in to watch Payoff pitch baseball. And that's a 10 with a 19. A 10 is a tough, and 19 is a strikeout. Brown swings and misses at a curveball in the dirt. And he heads back to the bench. Here's Wagner with a 12 as a wheelhouse and a 74. Yeah, it doesn't go up that high. It'll be a fly ball center field over his mantle. 2 down. And here's Fred Whitfield, who's a power hitting lefty. That's a 10. 10 is a tough, 0-4, strike 3, and that retires the side. So that is 4 strikeouts so far for Terry in this game. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Eight nothing Yanks in the top of the 5th is going to be Cleve Boyer, Ralph Terry, and top of the order, Kubek. Here's a pitch from Gary Bell. That's a 10. A 10 is a wheelhouse and an 81. It's not going to go that high, and it's going to be a ground ball to short. 1 down. Here's a pitcher. He's a pitcher hitting card of a 9. That's a 5, a tough 63. That's a strikeout. 2 down. And Tony Kubek. What has Kubek done today? He's 1 for 2 with a walk. And that's a 7, which is a patient, and a patient 55 goes up to 46. So we go to the out column, and that is a fly to left. Wagner has it in his sights, squeeze it for the out. 3 up, 3 down. Easy inning. We go bottom of the 5th. Terry's going to face Francona, Askew, and Held. I say Askew, but it could be Askew, because I don't know if anybody wants to be called Ass, but you never know. I remember the one guy, Bastardo. All right, this is 11. That's in play 0-1, and that's going to be a base hit. That's going to reach the wall. Francona's digging for second. The throw to second, not in time. Francona slides in with a leadoff double. Askew, I don't know if he wants to be called askew either. That's a 66 wheelhouse, 29. That's a deep drive, and that's going to be cut off for a base hit. Base hit single. Will this score a run? Run on second scores. So, yes, it does. So, around to scores Francona, 8-1 ball game. Eight to 1 ball game here. And it's going to be Woody Held. An 8 and a 96. An 8 is a tough, and a 96 is a fly to left field. Left fielder is Tommy Tresh, and he squeezed it for the out. Well, he's actually a Spanish guy, Jose Joaquin Asque. So his name could be pronounced Asque. Huh. He's from Cuba, by the way. So Asque. All right. So Alvis is up. And let's roll. And that is a 5. A 5 is in play. And 11 is going to be a base hit. And with 2 outs. No, with 1 out. Only 1 out. And the runner will stop at second base. Here's Tommy John. Not Tommy John. Here's Gary Bell. And we will let Gary Bell. It's 8-1. We will let Gary Bell back here. It's a 15. That's a 9. Tough. A tough 97. That is it's going to be in the out range. That's going to be a fly to left. 2 out. And here's Dick Hauser. With an 11, that's in play. In play 10. And that's going to be a base hit single. Runner first and second. Runner on second will come around to score. RBI single for Hauser. And Alvis will, let's see what Alvis does. Alvis will go to third with 2 outs. So first and third, 2 outs, 8-2 now. And next is Larry Brown. Here's a pitch from Terry. It's a 3, which is defense 87. It's going to be too high for anything to happen, so it's going to be a ground ball, line drive, and caught by the third baseman, L5. But the Indians pick up 2 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. And they cut the lead down to 6, 8-2 now. All right, top of the 6th inning. Gary Bell still here pitching, facing Bobby Richardson. That's a 4. A 4 is a patient. A patient 15 is a drive in the gap. That's going to one-hop the wall. Digging for second is Richardson. Here's the throw. Not in time. Tag is too late. So it's a leadoff double. And here comes Hector Lopez. Hector Lopez with an 11. That's a tough 67. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. That will move the runner over. I do an automatic advance on balls to the right side. Don't want to deal with it. Mickey Mantle. And the runner is at third now, so we're going to play the infield in on this. 7 is a patient, a 77 against a righty, and that is going to be a base on ball. The Mantle walks, puts runners on first and third. We're going corners in, middle back for the double play. 11 is a tough 35, and that's a strikeout. So Bell strikes out Tresh, and here comes Elston Howard. 2 outs now, so the infield is at regular depth. That's a 7, which is a patient, and a 0-6 is a base on balls to load the bases for Joe Pepitone. This is the Joe Pepitone replay. Let's see what happens here. See if Bell can dig himself out of this hole. And that's a 7, a patient 43. He should be able to get out of it. And he will with a ground ball to third. And that ends the inning. But no runs, 1 hit. Yanks leave the bases loaded, go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ralph Terry versus Wagner, Whitfield, and Francona. And pitch. That is a 5 and a 30. A 5 is in play. In play and a 30 is, ooh, just missed being a base hit, and that's popped up right side, first baseman. Pepitone is there near the stands and makes a nice catch, basket catch for Pepitone. And here's Fred Whitfield. He's 0 for 2 today. That's a 6 and a 0-0. That's going to take us to defense because there's nobody on base. That's how I play it, just a home roll. So we're gonna use. We actually have to get another roll, and that's the number. Oh, that's going to be an out. It's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. I usually make them lineouts, so I'll make that a lineout. Oh, 6, 2 down. And here's Francona. That's a Snake Eyes, which is ballpark, and we roll the 96, so that's going to be in play. We're going to have to roll again. Oh, that's going to be a base hit. That's going to be a drive in the gap. I'm going to split the outfielders. Digging for second with his third double of the day is Tito Francona. 2-out double. And here comes Asque. And that's an 11 in play 67. In play 67. And that is a slow ground ball, second base. Charging is Richardson and throws out Asque. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And the score is 8-2. Yankees here in the top of the 7th inning. Gary Bell is still in there against Cleve Boyer. Boyer today is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and a base on balls, and he scored a run. That is a 4, which is a patient 96. And that's a fly to left for out number 1 right there. Cruising over is Wagner. Easy catch. Here's Ralph Terry, 9-hitting pitcher, which an 11 is a tough and a 74 is a strikeout. Second time Terry struck out, but he is 1 for 3 today with 2 RBIs. Here's Tony Kubek. And it's a 9, which is a tough 47, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. Third baseman Alvis picks it up. Better hurry, and just gets Kubik. 7th inning stretch. 8-2 Yankees. 1964. Payoff pitch baseball. Your host, Tony Porter. Cards and Dice TV. Watch my other videos. Check them out. Subscribe. All right. It's going to be Woody Held. Terry gets fatigued in the 7th, but he has only given up 2 runs, so he's still good. He had 2 complete games and 14 starts. That's a 10. That's a tough 30. And that will be a strikeout. That is strikeout number 5 for Ralph Terry. Max Alvis. And it's going to be a 9 and a 0-1. Tough, and that's a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks. And here comes Bell, which we're going to let him bat. It's a good hitter. It's not like it's tough 35. That's a strikeout. So Terry strikes out the side. 3 up, 3 down. We go to top of the 8th inning. Bobby Richardson leading it off. He is 1 for 3 today with a double, an RBI, and base on balls. That's a 12, which is in play, but an 80. It's going to be a fly ball in the gap. Chasing it is Held, and Held runs it down. Got a good jump off that ball. Read it well right off the bat. Here's Hector Lopez with a 7 and a 71. That's a patient 71. It only goes up to, that looks like a 53. That's going to be lifted to shallow center, racing in his Held, and Held gets there. So 2 out. Here's Mantle now. That's an 8 and a 95. That's a tough 95. It's a fly ball, left field, in the corner. And right there is Wagner with the catch. We go to the top of the 8th inning. 8-2 ball game. I'm sorry, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We just played the top of the 8th inning. Go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Ralph Terry versus Dick Hauser. And that's a 10, which is a tough and a tough 92. And that takes us to a ball that's sky to left center field. It's Tresh and Mantle lets Tresh have it. 1 down. Here's Larry Brown. Brown is 0 for 3. And that's a 7. A 7 is in play, and a 59 in play. 59 is a ground ball to the second baseman. He gloves it, and Richardson throws out Brown for 2 outs. And here's Leon Wagner. That's a 6, which is a patient 55, and that's going to be a. Oh, he gets plunked. So Wagner's hit with a pitch, and he's on at first. And up comes Fred Whitfield, who had 10 home runs and about 300 bats. So if he would have played the whole season, would have had 20 home runs. That's an 8, a tough 98. And that's going to be a fly ball. Backing up is Lopez. He makes the catch to retire the side. They leave 1, the hit by pitch, and we go to top of the 9th. It's going to be Tresh, Howard, and Pepitone at the top of the 9th against Gary Bell, who's pitched a while. He's pitched 5 innings. Actually, no, he's pitched more than that. He's pitched 5 1/3 innings. So let's see who else we got in here to bring in. We'll bring in. No, he's tired. We'll bring in Siebert. Let's bring in a guy named Siebert. So Bell's out. Sonny Siebert is in. 3.23 RA, 7-9 record. All right. He's going to be facing Tom Tresh. Let's do it. Sonny Siebert was 7-9 with 3.23. I think I said that already. That's a 5. Patient 60 versus a righty. That's a base on ball. So Tresh walks. Here in the top of the 9th. He may steal. Let's see what happens. No, we got a small thing. There we go. Oh, a 3. May steal on a 3, and he does. There he goes. I'm going to pull a card, and he is safe. He is an A, so he's at least a B, and a B would be normal. So he's safe. So we got a stolen base here. We got a hit by pitch, a stolen base, a couple of sacrifice flies. We got a home run, got a bunch of walks, a bunch of doubles. We got a little bit of everything. We even got an error. Got one player with 3 doubles, Francona. All right, so here is Elston Howard. Oh, we got a caught stealing. All right, that's a 7. The 7 is in play. A 29 in play. 29 is base hit. Will the run score? See what it says. Run around second scores. So they're waving Tresh around, and ball gets cut off. So it's an RBI single for Elston Howard. Here's Joe Pepitone. It's 11. It's a defense, and 81 is too high, so we're going to make it a line out to the center fielder. L8. Pepitone hits it right on the nose, but right at the center fielder. Held. Next is Boyer. It's a 5, a patient 08, and it's a base on balls. And here's Ralph Terry, hitting card 9. That's a 3, which is a wheelhouse, and a wheelhouse 40. It's going to be an out. It's going to be a ground ball to first, with first and second. That's going to be a double play. So 40 is going to be a 3-6-3 double play. That ends the inning, but they pick up 1 run on 1 hit. Start at the bottom of the ninth inning. Francona is going to lead off. Francona, Asque, and Held. Those are the three batters. And Terry is, you know what? We're going to pull Terry. He's allowed 2 runs. We're going to pull him. And let's see who we're going to bring in. Let's see. Johnny's Mantle. Walk. All right. Let's hold on 1 second, just figuring out a couple things. And then let me say fly. And hold on 1 second, and then fly to left. Just getting to the point where I can make a pitching change. All right. You know what? I'm going to bring in Reniff. Reniff's going to come in. His name is Hal Reniff. I do not have a sleeve for him, but I will use one. And you can see that I use these sleeves, the Ultra Pro sleeves, for the regular baseball cards. So he's a guy I use quite often. So that's it for Terry. Does not get the complete game. Goes 8, and here comes Reniff in the bottom of the 9th. To face Francona, let's do it. Reniff was 6-4 with a 3.12 ERA. That's a 5. It's in play, and in play 23. He's a righty, so that's going to be a base hit. So he strokes one to right field. He's on with a single. Here's Joe Asque. And that's an 8 and a 21. That's a tough 21 strikeout. Swings and misses. And here's Woody Held. Pitch from Reniff. It's an 8 and an 18. That's a tough 18. Strike 3, back-to-back Ks for Reniff. And Max, so the Indians are down to their last out. And here's a pitch. And that's again an 8, a tough 80. And that will be a fly ball to center field. Mickey Mantle is there. Ball game over. Yanks win it by a score of 9 to 2. Picked up that run in the top of the 9th. And they had how many hits? Let's see. 1, 2, 5, 8. 8 hits. No errors. And 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. 2 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error for the Indians. So the win is going to go to Terry. I don't think he gets a save to me. And the loss is going to go to Tommy John. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Game 1 of a 4-game series, I believe, against the Indians. Yanks win the first one, 8-2. Let's see what happens with the rest. I will see you soon. Tomorrow, I'll play another couple games. Take care.